eyes on him. Fourth most catches in the NFL. It's the Vikings and the Bears, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
We find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in on a one-game winning streak. What do you say we keep that one positive? Because they haven't had much to be positive about lately.
Yeah, let's take it, maybe make it almost like the theater. You're only as good as your last performance. Hopefully they can continue to move forward.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in off a loss last time out, but overall they've been playing well. 6 wins and 8 prior to that defeat. Men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25.
Hey, check that.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Boyle. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Throwing on first down. Boyle. And that is incomplete here. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Binds, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of. Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. That was a long, sustained opening drive, but in the end, only able to get through the field goal out of it.
And absolutely, you'll take the points and the early lead. You never give those back, but there will be a little bit of disappointment that they didn't punch it in for 6 after that kind of yardage and that kind of drive that they had.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. Pryor. this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
Pass the street! Pass the street! Right there, hurt!
A give, running right, Lindsey. Well, now Lindsey lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Up the middle they go. Parks. This time, good ball security and a good result. 1st and 10. The Bears had 10 and 6 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James. This defense for the Vikings, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Check pass.
On first down, it's Parks. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, not exactly the way that they drew it up, partner, but certainly not going to complain because the end result, touchdown.
A great outcome for the offensive side, but a crushing.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge a successful one. So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Pryor. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. To throw on 3rd down. Boyle. Incomplete, right side to Cook. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Take it at the 37th. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st down coming up. They'll try the left side. Parks. And some room to run now. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Boyle. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Devin Bush from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Well executed there on 2nd down. So do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility. But now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in a long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Boyle. To the sideline. He's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
Yeah, these are the types of plays you're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Well, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Boyle. And his throw here is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He's going to look deep now for Landry. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyler Gordon picks it off, and the Bears are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Pryor. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. He's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Parks. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Pryor. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. Looking to throw. Pryor. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. One side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks it right back up, getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
And despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14. Back to throw. Boyle steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Milton Williams drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him as it is. It'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Parks. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 91 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
Check pass. Check pass. Hey.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. Catch is made by Harry. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. Still a completed pass.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Kyler Gordon picks it off, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances. I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Parks, and he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. They'll keep it on the ground. Parks, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bears are able to add on to their first-half lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Vikings 3.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Now the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. On first down, Boyle over the middle. He finds Godwin, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On first and 10, Boyle. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So a big play before the end of the half to get it into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. Only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Bears.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Vikings offense making their way back out. And let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, here we sit, Week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 41. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's... a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him, let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to a backup.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Benson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Off play action, Fuller. He'll buy some time right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Fuller. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And And the Bears have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Viking 6.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game.
And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
79 Broncos.
Looking to throw. Fuller. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll go with Lindsey up the middle. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Patterson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. After that last sequence, they're sitting pretty comfortably. They force the fumble, get the field goal, and expand on that lead here in the second half.
And don't expect them to rest on their laurels after that kick either. They'll keep their effort up until the final whistle. They don't consider any lead safe.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Pretty effective blitz there to stop the draw play right in its tracks.
And actually, when they blitz, draw play is supposed to work very well. You're supposed to have them bypass the runner, and he slips past them. But they put their eyes in the right place, took away all the creases, and slowed him down in a big way.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Boyle. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And this one is incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Trying to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Sermon. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Justin Jones there on the stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They run once more with Sermon. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
That's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on first down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. He knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Throwing on first down, Boyle. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Operating from the gun, Boyle. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Up the middle, here's Sermon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question. They need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Off play action. Fuller. Over the middle, complete. It's Mills. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They go play action here on first down. On the move to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. On first down, Fuller. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Benson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Scott is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time, and you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
On 1st and 10, Boyle. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Marcus Davenport in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Okay, ready.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Ready.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
From the gun on 3rd down, Boyle. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And they will remain well behind.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Onto the field now come the Bears. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we enjoy.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Off the play fake. Fuller. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this is incomplete.
Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Back to throw again. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. At this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going in and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talking about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Boyle. And he'll find Everett. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
Head the street! Head the street!
Following the fumble recovery, Fuller. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Off play action. Fuller out to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
Nice job escaping the pocket. And, boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
On 3rd down, Fuller. He's going to try and go deep again. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Lewis seen there for the breakup. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Boyle. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Holding. Offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and forever. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Off the play fake. Fuller. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They thought they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Throwing to start the drive. Boyle eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcus Davenport able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Back to throw. Boyle. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Let's go now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
To throw on third down. Boyle, he's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper.
And the Vikings are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Carl Lawson, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
The number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
He's going to let it go again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's going to take another shot here. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted.
Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover. But it will probably matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
You see, it's two type of people in life.